else are you getting? In this recording, I go over the items in the third stimulus package you're getting, what you're not getting, where fake narratives are saying you're getting something but you're not, where fake narratives are confusing the narrative as to saying that something is coming in but being blocked by something else. Then I'll be going over the deal provisions of the third stimulus package that we simply have not yet seen. Hey, Rich, thank you for becoming a Purple Power member. I really appreciate it. Everyone, welcome Rich to the family. And then I'll be going over the items that we need to see to ultimately determine the eligibility. For the first time ever, this channel goes over the items of the third stimulus package in both the context of what you get, what comes to you, what we don't know about, but also what's just simply not happening. With a big evening's recording, if you did not watch Evening's Check before this, please catch that recording when it covered everything from where the negotiations are on the stimulus check, the routing times, the dates, Wall Street to Bitcoin to the horrible cold spell in the Midwest and more. That was the comprehensive recording. This one is the more practical recording tonight on Purple. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Like Rich just upgraded to Purple Power. And if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Members get PDFs to delineate what is in the third stimulus package before anyone else. Remember, the third stimulus package, only one or two items are automatic. The rest are not automatic. It's first come, first serve. And so if you don't get the first serving, you may not get served. It's as simple as that. Also, consider subscribing. And as we approached 100 million views, let's do it. We're at 99 million views. If you missed a video today, go back and watch it. We had 12 or 11 videos today. Go back and watch anything. Put that coffee in that hand and put those feet up and enjoy a full retro recording of L8, and I'm back live with you at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with a taped but live chat tonight on HasherPay. All right, let's get to the deal provisions right away. This stimulus check, it's $1,400 for an individual, $1,400 for a child, $1,400 for adult dependents, $2,800 for married couple. Is there a $2,000? Some people are telling people out there there's a $2,000 stimulus check. It's not. There's no $2,000 stimulus check anymore. But some people are telling you you're getting $2,000. You're not. That's number one. Number two, some people are telling you that the income qualification may still change. It's not changing. Now, let me make something clear. When the bill lands in the Senate on February 22nd, all they need is all the Democratic members, the Democrat caucus, to vote in favor of something. If someone wakes up that morning, the Democrat caucus says, you know what? I feel like changing the income qualifications of the stimulus check. Well, guess what? Everything that I've recorded for the last 2 weeks where the income qualifications are changing suddenly is thrown out the window because now it's an issue. It has nothing to do with anything but that. Next, some people are telling you that the Republicans can still push or modify or change or don't like or Ron Johnson or Toomey or Mitch or hey Angela, I love you and your show, and because of you I've used helped so many people. I really appreciate that, Angela. Been a very nice comment. And Angela, I hope you stay with me for the new LLA debuting in a couple of days. You're gonna really love the experience coming to this channel. You're gonna really, really enjoy it. I know I am. So the whatever the Republicans are doing has no impact on your stimulus. Why? Because a reconciliation bill was passed. So if anyone tells you that Republicans have something to do with the stimulus, it's untrue. Now, a Republican may support the stimulus package bill, but ultimately if a Republican says, I don't like something, it has no impact on the stimulus package bill. Next, FPUC. People may say to you, FPUC is from this to that. No. FPUC, thank you, David, for coming to Purple Hawk. Everyone welcome David to the family. FPUC is from March to August at $400 a week. Now, as you sit here right now, you already know that's not happening. Why? Because Ron Wyden, Democrat out of Oregon, says he's not supporting that for 4 reasons. One, he doesn't like the amount. He wants it $600 a week. Now, Between you and I, no one knows why President Biden put in $400 a week. No one was asking $400 a week. It's not like someone was knocking on the White House front door and saying, do $400 a week, Joe. No one was asking that. So it's not quite clear where that number came from. In fact, that's a number that Nancy Pelosi summarily rejected all throughout 2020. So it's not quite clear where that number comes from. So if he asked for $600 a week, he would likely get $600 a week. Number two, he wants the number tied to an economic determinant. He doesn't want the number to expire. Currently, FPUC, UI, PUA are all set to expire on August 31st. He doesn't want that. He wants it tied to an economic factor like unemployment, which on this Thursday, shortly before sunrise, we will see if it's over 700,000 again. For example, he may want it over 500,000 unemployment claims newly per week, and until that happens, it'll continue. Well, it's not a novel concept, but the last time we heard it was whose bill? Harrison Warren. Harrison Warren were the last. Excuse me, Harris and the senator from Vermont were the last two to have a bill tied to economic factors. So, do I think that's possible that it's tied to economic factors? Hard to say. Hard to say. It should be tied to economic factors. You should not have a bill expire in August. Next, unemployment. Excuse me. Next, rent. Some people are saying rent is just for low-income people. No, rent under the third stimulus package is for low-income, middle class, and homeless. And then some people say, well, it's just for people who are currently homeless. No, it's not. It's actually for people who also have the threat of homelessness, and it's also for people who are becoming homeless because of social issues like domestic violence, where you had to flee from home. Then, uh, let's do EIDL next. EIDL, $10,000. No, it's not $10,000. EIDL in the third stimulus package is $5,000. It's $5,000 plus something. And here is where we don't know something. This plus something is very confusing and very unclear and very unpractical. If you've been a viewer since April, which a lot of you have, you know how applying confusing things at SBA is just a ticking time bomb. But that looks like where we're going with this again, because ultimately it says $5,000 plus some complex thing. And anything complex means $0. So particularly not accurate that it's $10,000, but also not reassuring that it's $5,000. Then the president had said that the third stimulus package was going to give you a grant to get back on your feet as a business impacted by the pandemic. Where is that? Haven't seen it. So this is one of the items we have not seen. Then there was supposed to be a loan to go start a new business. During a primetime press conference, the president said, I want to innovate Americans. I want Americans to embrace innovation and start new businesses. 500,000 businesses have been lost in this pandemic. I want to turn it around by creating new businesses. So where is that new loan to go start a new business? I don't know. I don't see it in the third stimulus package. So that is where we are with that. Before I continue, oh, I missed that one. Let me look up. That was Marilyn Simpson with a lemon. Thank you, Marilyn, with a lemon. Before I continue, let me tell you, sorry about that. Before I continue, let me tell you where we are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits. This is a big one, and this is what's so obvious that you're only going to hear from this channel. Now, I freely understand that whether it's elected leaders or other YouTube channels, a lot of people hear stuff on this channel and then sort of repeat it and it becomes theirs. But you're hearing it from me tonight. You're hearing it from me tonight. The big update is that it takes a very easy step to go from no SSI, SSDI, Social Security or railroad benefit action in 2021 to the cat's meow on SSI and SSDI in 20 seconds. How do you do that? It's very, very simple. The simplest place to get the SSI and SSDI is you take the March 20th bill that Elizabeth Warren introduced to the Senate, that she wrote and Chuck Schumer co-signed on, change the date to 2021, change whatever, date or applicable months are in there, and introduce to the Senate, and you're done. Done. Why would you do anything more complicated? Now, here is what I want you to understand. That bill has all three items that I talk about on this channel. The bill has the $200 a month on top of your existing benefits that for 12 months. The bill has in it the raising your benefits for up to 20%. The bill has in it the new benchmark different than COLA, CPIE. So why would you go write a new bill? You have a bill. You just change the date and reintroduce it because the Senate session from 2020 is over. You got to do a new 2021 bill. It's so simple. It's so obvious. And what I want you to understand is she would likely do it because she just did it a few minutes ago, a few days ago, with the student loan debt forgiveness. About a week ago, Elizabeth Warren introduced a student loan debt forgiveness bill. It was introduced to the Senate. It's $50,000. It's $50,000. All federal student loan debts are forgiven for $50,000 of any time, of any manner, whether you're in collections or not in collections, whether you're paid or not collected. It's so straightforward. People always ask me, it's so obvious, why don't they do it? Because they're elected officials. They're elected officials. They don't see things so straightforward. And they sometimes go from here to there to here to there, here to there. Today I announced to you that President Biden doubled the number of vaccine doses sent to the pharmacies from last week. It was a great idea to get the doses out of the cities and states because they were being mismanaged. But why not do as many doses as you can to the pharmacies? I mean, who is better than the local pharmacy? I know no organization that's better than your local pharmacy or local big box retailer that has the pharmacy in the store to get the politicians don't think clearly all the time, or they're just sort of slow. So why don't they do it? Yeah, because they're so slow and they don't think clearly. So it's very obvious they get this done by Elizabeth Warren introducing the bill to the Senate and going from point A to point B. Next, it's important to understand, if I didn't just say it, I'll say it again, that the student loan debt forgiveness has already been introduced. It's in the Senate. It's not part of the third stimulus package. It's a $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness. That means $50,000 of your student loan debt is forgiven. It means it doesn't matter if it's long-term, short-term, in collections, non-collections. It's forgiven, meaning you don't have to pay it. It's gone. It would be wiped off the planet. It's a bill supported by Chuck Schumer. It's co-authored by him and Elizabeth Warren. Very simple. All right, let's go back to the third stimulus package. The $1,700 student aid check. College students will get $1,700 plus $1,400. The $1,700 is student aid check. Is it a grant or is it a loan? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. So that's one of the things we need to look at. Next, the paid sick leave, we sort of understand. It's $1,400 based upon a $73,000 annual salary that is paid to you if you had to stay home because of the pandemic, or your child had to stay home because of the pandemic, or family member sick because of the pandemic, or you had to quarantine because of the pandemic. Very, very straightforward. The thing we don't know about paid sick leave is the most obvious one. Again, here we go for obvious. We don't know how a independent contractor gets paid sick leave. We don't know how a sole practitioner or a self-employed person gets paid sick leave. We don't know how it works. We don't know whether to include those people. We don't know if they're being excluded. And if they're being excluded, we understand why. The PPP in the third stimulus package doesn't make sense either. Is this PPP that replaces second stimulus PPP, or is this another round of PPP? Finally, the hazard pay. The hazard pay in the third stimulus package is the big mystery. The hazard pay in the third stimulus package is the big mystery. We don't know anything about it. Is it there? We're told it's there. Joe Biden says it's in there. Is it really in there? How much is it? Is it $10,000? Is it not $10,000? Which essential workers? No essential workers, some essential workers. Who applies? How do you apply? How do you get it? Who gets it? How much is it? We don't know anything about the hazard pay. This is the one that you could drive the truck through because nothing is clear and nothing has been told to us. Of all the things in the third stimulus package, hazard pay is the one that's the big mystery. Big, big, big mystery. Finally, rent. Rent in the third stimulus package sort of remains sort of a confusion. Some people say that rent in the third stimulus package is just for low income. It's not. It's also for middle class. Some people say it's just for people who are homeless. No, it's also for people who are facing homelessness. People say, well, you apply to the federal government for the rent and HUD gives you the money. No, the money goes to state and local again, but they provide guidance. So how does that work? We really don't know. So ultimately, when we're looking at the third stimulus package, you can get, if you're an individual, rent, utilities, food, childcare, internet for virtually, that's 6 items. Every single viewer of this channel can get those 6 items. And if you don't realize what those items are, stay with me. I'll explain them more over the next coming days. Rent, utilities, food, internet, childcare, and the stimulus check. Next. Under the third stimulus package, if you're a parent, you get those 2 additional parent items. You get the child tax credit, which is paid now, and you get the child care tax credit, which is paid next year. The child tax credit is paid now. That's the $5,000 for a child that's 5 years or younger, or $3,000 plus $1,400 if the child is 6 to 17. Next, the third stimulus package has, for parents, also child care costs. Those child care costs are basically, you take the amount of child care costs, divide them by 2, and you can get up to $5,000 for one child or $8,000 for 2 children. Really great news. Finally, under the third stimulus package, the individuals also may see items as hazard pay, as paid earned income tax credit. The earned income tax credit on the third stimulus package is $1,400 plus $1,500, but it's a little bit different than the child one. The earned income tax credit is $1,500 that appears on next year's tax return, and the $1,400 now. And that's if you made $25,000 or less 2019 earnings as an individual. Finally, businesses. Businesses are just sort of a confusing universe out there in the third stimulus package. It says $5,000. So as an individual, you can get your $1,400 stimulus check, and then for your business, you get $5,000 EIDL grant plus something. You can also get a PPP to the extent it doesn't contradict with your EIDL and you reduce those amounts. But then we have that strange thing. Can that person please stop it? Jenny, your comments have been, let me just block the person. So this person named Jenny Freeman keeps on posting that the sort of realm of negativity. It's untrue, everything you're posting. So please cut it. And please stop spamming. Hey, it's Vera. Thank you for the cat. Oh meow. Very, very nice. And it's a big cat. It's a cat with a heart. I really appreciate it. For the businesses, you can get the stimulus check for your individual, and then also the $5,000 stimulus check for your $5,000 stimulus check for your business and $1,400 for your individual self. And there you see how some places in the stimulus package we have duplicity. We have We have a child that's already getting $1,400, but they're going to get $3,600 on top of that. We have a college student who's also already getting $1,400, but they're getting $1,700 on top of that. You see sort of this duplicative situation that for some may not make sense, but that's the way they did it. I want you to understand as many things in the third stimulus package. Now let's see which items are automatic and which are not. In the third stimulus package, the stimulus check is automatic. If IRS knows about all your kids, the child tax credit is automatic. But other than that, nothing else is really automatic in the third stimulus package. And that's, as a Purple Power member, why you have to pounce. You have to know how to get it. How do we get this paid sick leave? Yeah, so that was one of the ones that's really unclear. Who applies? How you apply? Is it in? What if you're an independent contractor? What if you're a sole practitioner? You know, what if you're laid off? What if you had paid? What if you got sick and then got fired because you're sick? There's a lot of confusions about particular things. And that is ultimately why we have to see the bill. That is always why we have to see the bill. By seeing the bill, we understand things a little bit clearer, and we understand the eligibility and the applicability across the board. The important thing to understand is that when the bill lands in the Senate on February 22nd, it just takes one Democratic senator to say no. And currently we have 3 saying no. So if you have 3 saying no, it doesn't mean the bill's not going to happen. It just means that when it's called for a vote, they're going to say, oh, what do you don't like? What do you don't like? I don't like the stimulus check. Oh, you don't like the stimulus check? Well, how about we went a little higher? Okay, well, yeah, if you went a little higher, maybe I'll vote for it. Okay, let's make it a little higher. Let's make it $1,600. Yeah, you okay with 16? Yeah, I'm okay with $1,600. And then they call a vote on that change, and then of course it has to go back to the House. But Nancy would pass in a second. That is where sort of the progression goes on what's happening. The Democratic caucus and the alignment of the Democratic caucus is ultimately where your stimulus modifications will happen. Bernie Sanders on stimulus checks if he wants to go bigger and bolder. Elizabeth Warren if she wants to include something for Social Security or benefits. Elizabeth Warren if she wants to do something more for FPUC retro, or Ron Wyden if he wants to do something for retro for FPUC as well, or anyone that wants to modify the business items like a Marco Rubio or a Ted Cruz that says, hey, this is not enough money for businesses. Businesses need more money. And with that, at the 22-minute mark, let me answer some of your questions and comments that you may have on this recording. And we're simulcasting to Instagram. Love you, LA. You give honest reports. I appreciate that, Carolyn. Bigger for sure. We've been hurting a long time, says Pamela. Just as long as they don't forget about us, says someone else. Bigger, bolder, bolder, says Cindy. States already sent out the 1099. Ashley, love you, LA. You're amazing. Well, thank you for watching. Love you, LA, says Sandy. Afternoon, LA. Is it noon time where you are? Rent help. Oh, in South Carolina. Okay, Eddie. Yes. So if you need help with rent, do not wait for the third stimulus. If you need help with rent, reach out to the volunteers in the description to this video. I like my hand gestures, in the description to this video. In the description to this video. They're also actually at the top of the chat, I think. They're the last line of the top of the chat. news.llate.com/community, the community page. Reach out to them and say, I'm from this city and this state, and I need help with whatever you need help with, whether it's rent or utilities. When you talk about the $3,000 stimulus check, when you were talking about the $3,000 stimulus check for independent contractor, how do I get that? Is that in addition to the $1,400 I get? The $3,000 I was referring to was for the child 17 to 6. Michigan's now doing rent and utilities, says Teresa. So reach out to the volunteers and they can help you with rent and utilities. Now, understand some of the volunteers are in the areas in which there have been power outages. So give it a little time. I'm a newbie. I love this group. Hey, I'm Michelle. Everyone, welcome Michelle to the family. How are you? If anyone joined as a member today and did not get a shout out, say it on the screen, and I'll give you a shout out as well. Bless you, LA. Glad you're feeling better. I appreciate it. Can middle class get rent help in Wilmington, North Carolina? Great question, Philip. LA, is there mortgage assistance? So there is help paying your mortgage in the third stimulus, and there is also mortgage help in this from some of the nonprofits. Thank you, Jenny, for the nice comment. Thank you, Cindy, for the dancing pear. Thank you for the dancing pear. Tina has a very nice comment on the screen for seniors. My family's been without power for 33 hours. Wait a second, if you don't have power, how can you watch me? Are you on what? Colleen has been without power for 33 hours. Send prayers to Colleen and his family. It's too hard to get the second round again. So the volunteers can help you get rent from more than just second stimulus. Everything you're talking about, spot on, Ellie. I appreciate that, Darrell. Can't find help in the community for the rent. Monique. So reach out to the community page. It's at the top of this chat, it says community, and the volunteers will help you. They're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Reach out to whatever platform you use and indicate to them what city and state you're in, and they'll help you. Elliot, is there grants for home repairs for people on a fixed income? There is no grants for home repairs, but there is, under the third stimulus, stimulus for mortgage assistance. It's kind of weird to me that people have been vaccinated and still get COVID. Um, I don't know whether you heard that. I applied a month ago. I did not hear back. Apply a month ago for what? For rent? If you did, that's not sufficient. Reach out to the volunteers and try another source for rent. Community action may be helping with repairs, says Jenny to the last viewer. Thank you, Jenny. I got the second PPP pretty easy as an independent contractor. Oh, wonderful, Daryl. At 28 minutes on the clock, let me give you the big update where we are tonight. The big update where you are tonight is that third stimulus is happening. But when it lands in the Senate, it only takes one Democratic senator to change the mix. They got to get every Democratic senator to agree to it. And if one Democratic senator wakes up one morning and say, hey, you know what? I don't like this. I'm not going to do this thing. And that changes everything. It doesn't mean that no stimulus is going to get passed. It means that that person can hold up the whole thing for ransom. And you know what that means for us? It means for us that we only need to get one Democratic senator to say, you know what? I'm going to hold up the whole thing unless you do this. And as the members of this channel, as the viewers of this channel, as the subscribers of this channel, as Purple Power, if you want something bigger and bolder, then get that senator to hold up everything unless it goes bigger and bolder for that thing you want. And that's what happens. Because ultimately, the Republicans have no chips in the cards because there's no Republican votes at issue. They need every Democratic vote, and if they don't have one, It doesn't work. And that's called politics, says Colleen. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. And thank you for the new members and the super chats in this video as well. New PDFs were delivered to viewers during this right before this video. Finally, about alerts. YouTube indicated to me yesterday that you only can get 3 alerts per day. And since this channel has 12 videos a day and 30 something 45 posts to its community page, there's no way for me to send out alerts. The best way for me at the moment for you to ensure that you get alerts of a video going live is Twitter. Follow LLate on twitter.com/LLate, and you'll see a tweet as soon as a video goes live. In the meantime, if you have suggestions about other ways we can send out alerts to you, we'll be happy to hear those as well. Stay informed, stay focused, and I'll see you at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time with Hazard Pay, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay with LA for more.